Hello, this is Paul in my backyard here in Lexington again. I'm going to do a little demonstration on how to prune tomatoes. Some big advantages of pruning tomatoes is that you end up getting more fruit and less growth. You have to be careful you prune too much and your tomatoes can get sunburned. Now I have a bit of a shield around these tomatoes.
Wait. Your tomatoes can get sunburned if you prune too much?
Yes, they can. Tomatoes get little scald spots on them if they get too much sun.
You mean that the normal greenery shades them from getting too much sun?
Protects them some.
Oh.
But this is polyvinyl, well, polycarbonate, which they use for greenhouses and is UV treated. So this is going to protect them some too. The main purpose of this is to keep the squirrels from eating my tomatoes.
And it keeps you out of trouble. At least a little bit.
So this is actually an heirloom tomato here, a Brandywine. In Brandywines, if you look at this tomato versus this tomato, you'll notice this one has more space between the limbs. This is what I call these, the limbs. I don't know if that's the right word for them or not. But there's more space. This one has more growth. It's going to get more suckers. So with the Brandywine and many heirlooms, you have to be careful. You can prune them too much. So with the Brandywine, what I like to do is keep two main stalks. This is the main one, and this is the main one, so I'll keep those two. You can see I'm getting blossoms there. But between the limbs and the main stalk, you get these suckers. You can see that one right there. There's a better example down here. There's one, here's one. So I'm going to prune out those off because there's not going to be any fruit along those unless I let them grow for a long time. So I'm going to prune those two off. And right now my tomatoes are really healthy, so I can just compost all this vegetation. There's no sign of any kind of disease here.
Oh, wait. So the stuff you take off, you're going to throw it into the compost.
I sure am. I'm going to compost
But
it.
if it had disease on it, you wouldn't do that.
That's true.
Oh.
And if I get diseases, I'll talk about those later. But usually in Kentucky, tomatoes grow like a weed this time of year. You're not going to get a disease until maybe the fall. They're more likely to get a disease if you don't prune them, because if we do get a cold spell, you're more likely to get blight or begin to get fungus or mold. So here's a tomato that's I'm not sure what it is. It might be a Jet Star. It's a hybrid tomato. You can see how it's got lots and lots of growth. So if I go down to the base of this, you'll see all kinds of what we call suckers growing off between the leaves. So I'm going to prune off these suckers. That's a good sized one. Here's another one right above the leaf. Here's another one. Here's one.
Now wait a minute. How do you decide what to take off?
See the big leaves? Anything growing
You
between...
mean the big branch things?
Yeah, this is a branch. It's better to probably call this a branch.
Okay.
Well, this is the main stalk, and here's a sucker growing off from that branch. Now, this plant I might want to leave two suckers. I have these big stakes that I can tie it to, and I might want to leave make this sucker become another main branch. And I'm going to do that for right now because I don't want to prune off too much. But here's one down here I'm going to prune. See this branch right here?
Well, I can't zoom in on that.
Can you zoom in on that?
No, because we're already full zoomed.
Okay. Well, maybe I'll go back to this one back here, Mrs. Campbell. Here's one. Can you see this one? There's a branch.
I can with my own eyes, but I don't know about...
There's a branch, and here's a sucker.
Oh.
I'm going to prune that sucker off. There's another sucker down here.
Am I going to be tested on this material?
A sucker down there. Sucker down there. I'm going to prune all those off.
It's saying, ouch, ouch.
Now what you want to be careful to do when you're pruning is start low and work up. And know what you're doing. If you start low and just prune the little stuff, you're not going to kill the plant. But if you should prune off the top of this tomato, you're not going to kill it, but it's not going to keep growing. These are all what we call indeterminates. That means they keep growing. So they will get taller, most of them, than what these stakes are. I'll tie a 2x2 onto these. And then with wire, so they can keep climbing up them. But if you just cut this right here, you will cause that tomato to stop growing high, and it will go out sideways, and you'll get some fruit on it, but not nearly as much as if you leave it at the top and just prune off the suckers. And when you're pruning the suckers, be careful that you don't accidentally prune a stalk that's got a bunch of blossoms on it. That's got a bunch of blossoms on it. Anyway, when the plants get a little bigger, I'll do another demonstration about how to prune and also tie them to the stakes so they grow really healthy and you get lots and lots of fruit. Have a great day. Bye now.